Hello and welcome to the Bobox. Now, after last week's episode, you were probably wondering what kind of a name Oblark was, or scratching your head trying to remember Oblark. Well, wonder no more. Oblark was entered by the Oxfordshire Fire Service to represent the Fire Brigade in the Forces Special in Extreme 1. Two of the team members were veterans of Robot Wars. They'd been there before. Rob Heisman had Stegosaurus and Steg 2, which made the grand final and semi-final respectively. And Stan Launchbury had Mousetrap. That was his best known robot, a one-time semi-finalist. There were other robots, Triceratops, Mutant Mousetrap, and Black and Blue. In fact, Mousetrap was going to be in the special, but it suffered a bad case of S3, so Stan was here. So that leaves me to describe Oblark itself. It was a tall wedgy box, silver coloured with some flames painted on because Fire Brigade, armed with a lifter and an axe. It also had L plates and a fire exit sign. And the name, well, that apparently came from Ross Heisman's eldest children, Nicola and Mark, and also Rob himself. So, the last two letters feature their name. Get Oblark. So, the Forces Special. Oblark drew Wedgebot Megahertz, not the computer bot we talked about 3 weeks ago, and a literal tank in Rhino. Fortunately, Oblark was not being targeted by anyone. Megahertz and Rhino preferred to turn their eye on each other. That's always a good start. Whilst Rhino did poke at Oblark first, it quickly ended up getting attacked by Megahertz. Oblark, undeterred, tried to flip Megahertz, but with it being so attached to Rhino, this alas did nothing. We're talking unholy robot matrimony levels of stuck. So Oblark hung back and axed Megahertz, only missing on the second attempt because the ref bot tried to intervene with Megahertz and Rhino. Finally, the two were separated, but Megahertz wasn't too keen on leaving Rhino be. The Rhino did get away to open the pit. Oblark, which until that moment was keen on hanging back. So the other two could just argue amongst themselves. Tried to shove Megahertz into the pit. Oblark missed. So along came Rhino, which managed to push Oblark across the arena. Enter Megahertz stage left and Rhino got pushed away. Rhino did run over Megahertz, but this seemed to come at a cost. A battery fell out. After a brief pushing war, Rhino stopped moving. So Oblark axed Rhino whilst the latter was being counted out. So Rhino flew air, floor, flip air, before Sergeant Bash shoved Rhino into the pit. So that put Oblark into the semi-finals, where it fought Flat, Spikebot, Anvil. Cue trash talking. This is Robot Wars Extreme after all, and there was a lot of trash talking there. In the battle, though, Oblark proved to be a lot slower than Anvil. It made Oblark very, very vulnerable. Getting shoved right to the edge of Shunt's corner can't have helped either, as Oblark ended up getting axed for its trouble. Then Shunt turned Oblark over. Oblark self-righted in style, performing a somersault has to be seen to be believed. It was only messed up by the fact it had to get nudged back on its wheels because it ended up on its front. I'd say get a solid 7 out of 10 there. Then Anvil started shoving Oblark around, specifically into the wall. It didn't help that Oblark's axe was stuck in the fired position, and the pointy end was over the edge of the arena wall, pinning Oblark in place. Happily, the ref bot freed it, so Oblark got out of there and drove onto the flame pit and pinned themselves onto the wall again. Once again, they were freed, whilst Anvil opened the pit. Anvil went back to shoving Oblark again, but when Oblark tried to use the lifting arm, it flew clean off. So Anvil shoved Oblark into shunt again. This time, Oblark was dead. So it got pushed onto the floor flipper by shunt, where Oblark got counted out before it flew. And Sakil toasted Oblark before pitting it. Oblark did not compete again. If Oblark had been in the main series and the main competition, I would not have been surprised if it had, at the very least, made the Heat semi-finals. Not the semi-finals overall, the Heat semi-finals. Especially if its problems had been solved. The aerial was the killer this time. We should have seen Oblark self-right more than once, because it had style. So, who's next? Right before I film, there's no one stuck on the sides. So we have this one here. Look, what could it be? It is... Oh, it's happened at last! Panic Attack. Until next week, Callison244, out.